Hello everybody and welcome along to League of Europe Division 3. This is Season 9, Round 2 here at the Shanghai International Circuit in China. I am back now for the rest of the season. Hopefully I shouldn't miss any more races, but you never know, we'll see. My name is Jess, by the way, for those of you that don't know me. And joining the D3 comms box once again, we have got Nolan. How you doing? Welcome back.
I know, filling in again. I'm not meant to be commentating this year, but 2 weeks in a row, first 2 weeks, Division 3, a division I've never actually been in, so I think I've commentated this the most, maybe Division 4. But I think, yeah, I've never been in D3.
Ooh, that is interesting, because we used to fill in with each other in Division 4 comms, I think at one season, I think it was Season 7, but never D3, I don't think. So should be a lot of fun. Last week we were at Silverstone, and I was watching a bit of it in my hotel last week, and we got a debutant that won the race, Sir Gat in Mercedes. He got the full 25 points. One of our reserve drivers, Lars, he got second place, and MCR third as well. And the conditions were quite interesting, but it was nice to see someone that you wouldn't expect to be at the top of the standings and win the race last week.
Yeah, and he did it in a crazy way as well. He pitted when it was full on dry still, like it wasn't even spit, it was barely spitting, and he put intermediates on. And me and Jake on commentary were saying it was ridiculously early, like it was way too early. And I think he lost 20 seconds to the leader in the first 4 laps that he came out, but then it worked out for him in the end because the safety car came out and he ended up being in first. So it was a crazy strategy which shouldn't have worked, but it did.
And to be honest, I like crazy strategies like that because it does catch people out at times, and you got to go with your gut feeling sometimes. And if it works, fair enough. It will be a very, very risky strategy. It'll pay off. If it doesn't work, then at least you know what to do in the future. But no two lobbies are the same. So we will obviously shall see what happens tonight in China, a track where it does rain quite a lot, so we could see some rain today. Hopefully the drivers do not want to see the rain because they had a bit of rain last week. So pretty much the standings reflect what we saw results-wise last week. You can see it on the screen. I'm checking to see if there was any stewards reports from last week. I think there was, 3 stewards reports from last week. I think more than any division. I think D1 had the most as well. So Ryan caused a collision with Gat last week, so he got 5 set license points added to his total. Melty dropped down a few positions in the standings because he received a 5-second penalty for causing a collision with, I think it was Harry and Mr. Valter. Don't know what lap it was, but he also got 3 license points added. Harry and Damon had an incident together, and Damon got 5 license points for no footage, but it was deemed as a racing incident. Bearing in mind, 15 license points that will lead to a quali ban, 25 points a race ban, and if they get 40 license points, then they'll be banned for another race ban, and then 50 license points, which hopefully no one gets to. They'll be banned for the season, just like we saw Major last season. And yeah, the first driver to ever do it in League of Europe in quite a long time. But anyway, oh no, I spoke too soon. The weather gods have came. And just a reminder, actually, it is the sprint race tonight, one-shot qualifying, and we got rain.
I hope for my sanity that we have rain, not just only for quali, I hope. Because if we have this for the sprint and the race, and then I go race in Division 2, and that'll probably rain as well, and I'm going to end the night being totally insane.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't rain in any of our divisions later, because otherwise we're going to have rain for the whole night, and that will not be good. So, sorry.
I had rain at Silverstone last week, and they've changed the traction to the point where on a controller, you can't feel a thing. It's the same as wheel now, so rain is disgusting, and this track is hard as well as it is, so in the rain it's going to be even worse.
Yes, indeed. So, yes, they have 1 lap to set a time, and if they invalidate, then that's it. They'll be at the back of the grid.
Oh, it's full wet.
It's full wet. It is full wet. It's not inters, it's full wet. There's standing water on the track. So he's heading towards turn 5 now as well. No DRS, unfortunately. So that's why I haven't got the telemetry up. You can see it in the cockpit, actually. He's going to second gear, heading towards turn 6. It is very treacherous. Not gonna lie, I did some full wet practice earlier on, and well, I preferred the inters to the four wets. To be honest, I hated the four wets. I was pretty much struggling everywhere you look, and heading towards turn 8, and now the drivers could barely see as well. So I wonder what it's going to be like in the race. I believe the sprint points are exactly the same as last season, but I'll need to double check on that as he heads towards turn 12 and 13. We've got an interesting top 3 drivers at the moment. Chill is reserving tonight, by the way. He's reserved this season, not a full-time driver. So we've got a few invalidations already. Connor O'Keefe was tied, so is Damon. I believe they invalidated or crashed out, but we'll watch MCR as he heads towards the back straight. Well, you can see quite a few overtakes as we head towards, I believe it's turn 14 and 15. You've got to brake extremely early, because if you brake where the racing line told you to, you end up pretty much going off the track. So pretty much brake as early as you can through there, heading towards the final corner. MCR at the moment, he's having a very good final sector, got a bit shaky in the final corner. He remains fair, but it is Cam, who likes the wet, believe it or not, is on pole position by just a few tenths of a second.
Quite a lot. Yeah, pretty much 4 attempts. It was a very clean second half to the lap. I was watching him. I initially started watching Cool Kicker because he was so fast last week, but he seemed to struggle in the wet. And I tell you what, I don't think those are wet conditions, which explains why everyone was struggling so much. I actually think the inters were better than the full wets there, but everyone's obviously not been put on them.
Oh, so we have got your results then for one-shot qualifying. So Cam is on pole by a few tenths to MCR. J. Luke has had a good qualifying in 3rd. So is Harry as well. White Roy White in 5th. George in 6th. Ryan B in 7th. We got our Davidson in Division 3 because he did so well in Division 4 last week. So we got a dropper. I think that's how you say it. He doesn't mind if I say it wrong. And I wasn't able to scroll down. That was quick. Everyone was too keen and readied up too quickly. But, yeah. So, yeah, we're back to this. We're going to the sprint now. Please tell me it's going to... well, it's raining, but it's not rain. It's inters. I think it's inters. I can't see the tyres, but it's hard to tell.
Oh, so will anyone risk it? I can't see the track yet, but it looks like it's drying, so...
It could be wet to dry.
I wonder, this is going to be interesting for the sprint, if it dries up in time or if people do the full race on the inters.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see then. And I think I experienced that in a sprint race in USA last season, where it started off full wet, then it went, I think, dry straight away, or I can't remember, or it was the other way around. But yeah, it was quite tricky. So good luck to the drivers. Let's hope it doesn't get worse. So formation lap, I believe, is on. Yes, it is on. That's good. So they're just warming up their tyres, which I think is even more important in these wet conditions. So, and we were right. They're on intermediates. It's hardly even raining. I'm running on board with Cam. It's like with drizzle in a way as well. So I
There's
think
no
we could
spray
see.
coming off the cars.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. So we could see people go on the drive as early as possible. But if it does stay like this, they'll have a spare set of mediums for the race if they wanted to. If they get like crashed out or something like that and get go into the pits or something. So yeah, speaking of races, you want to avoid the softs at all costs because they don't last long at all.
No, but in the wet, they do last a bit longer, so there's a chance we could see someone maybe go on lap 6 or so onto the softs if it's drying up. That's, if you're ever going to use them, this might be the possibility, but we'll see what the grip's like for the first few laps. Keep an eye on Sir Gap, because I have a feeling, because he went for a crazy strategy at Silverstone and it worked out, he may be more brave to go for it again. He might think he could get lucky twice, so he could be someone to maybe look out for. But you have to remember, this is essentially qualifying with points, because yes, of course you want to win whatever points you want, but wherever you finish this race will be your starting position for the next race, so you don't want to risk anything, it not work out, and then you start the race in 20th next.
Yeah, so I think everyone's quite close together, believe it or not. So we are about to get underway. I've got the points for the sprint. I think it's the same. If I'm wrong, someone can correct me. 10 points for first place, 1 point for 10th place. Top 10 get points. So basically 1 point. 1 point extra per place, well, 1 point below per place. I think. I might be wrong.
Do we get a fastest lap point in the sprint?
Don't think so. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think we had a fastest lap point last time. I don't think. But I'll
have a check with Larkin whilst we...
Yeah.
Wait. You can do the race start and I'll have a check with Larkin.
Yeah, thank you. Right, we are about to get underway then. So Cam is on pole. He's going to hope it stays wet for the rest of the race. Quite a lot of disqualifications already from Saronte, Gat. Damon luckily gets to his grid slot correctly. Mounties have been disqualified. And he's running Alpine this season, so I can't curse him much this season. But anyway, 5 red lights are on for the sprint race for Division 3, and we are underway, and Cam gets a decent start, but look at how he's got a good start as well. He's already up into 2nd place, already challenging for the lead into turn 1. Cam and Harry going side by side, along with that AlphaTauri J-Luke as well. MCR's had a shocking start as well. He was near the front, and now he's down to 4th place. A lot of people dropping positions. Visibility has improved a little bit, not much spray on the cards, as Nolan was alluding to earlier as well, but Howie manages to cover off J-Luke and stayed in 2nd place. Ryan Beard had a good start as well, managing to get past a Gruppo up to 7th place, but a lot of side-by-side action into turn 6, a bit of contact between the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren for P6 right there, but so far, no major issues as well. It's cool kicker. That was...
George just touched the inside of Ryan there, coming through the top left. He had a faster run, and they've both lost out a lot of positions.
Yeah, a lot of people have lost a lot of positions as well. And they only got 10 laps to really make a difference in the sprint race. And if they don't get points in the sprint race, or if they finish lower down, it can affect them in the 50% race as well. But we have seen people come from near the back of the grid to win before, believe it or not. So it is possible. So Gat has had an awful start. He's down to 17th position. Let's look at positions gained then. So we got Harry that's gained 2. The most positions gained were Damon, Mort, and Harry F. They've had the best starts of anybody. But yeah, what I was watching Harry on the start
O'Keefe
as well.
has gained 6, and Connor O'Keefe has gained 7.
Wow, Connor O'Keefe just got past Kola Kiko as well. So in the hairpin, and it is stopped raining, I think.
Yeah, I think we're going to be able to.
No,
we'll see who's brave enough to hold out there, and they might hold out for the whole 10 laps, but someone, I believe, at some point will probably come in and test their luck. Maybe someone from the back. They might think, why not? Something to look out for, though. First of all, I have found out there is a fastest lap point, so there's an extra point in the sprint races as well to look out for. But also something to look out for is the overheating on these inches aren't going to happen as bad because of the temperature. If it does start to dry up, these inches are going to overheat quite a bit.
Yeah, and they do not want that, of course, but there's less rain than it obviously was before. But look at the gap that Cam's pulled away from Harry already, 1.6 seconds. But J-League is closing a little bit to Harry in the first sector in towards turn 6. Let's watch Dame actually, as he's gained another position. He's now at 5. He's trying to get past George in an unconventional corner that you could try and do an overtake, but he's going to try and do it anyway.
Almost lost it.
MTR trying to make up for lost time. He's got past J-Luke up to P3, so at the moment up in the front 3 spots for the 50% race later on. So no pit stops required in the sprint race, remember, so they do not have to pit, they don't want to. And in the wets anyway, you don't have to pit anyway, so the inters can last the whole race. As we got some sparks fly for some of the cars, as Damon has had a spin, turn 13, and we have a move being made from J-Luke once again. He's up to 3rd, but Ryan B and Harry F going side by side into the hairpin. Turn 15, they go. We've got Harry F taking the right-hand side line, heading towards the final corner then, as they go scrobbly, as wide, as someone else has had a spin. That's Ryan B has had a bit of a spin, so he's down to 13th already, which is not good. We'll keep an eye on MCR and J-Luke in a minute, because that battle seems to be brewing quite a lot here at the moment, and they're starting to find a bit more grip, so everyone is getting increasingly faster as the race goes on.
Yeah, I think J-Luke is actually a lot faster on pace. The overtake MCR got on J-Luke was just because coming out of the double left in Sector 2, J-Luke had a big wobble, almost put it into the wall, but saved it. So he's got much better pace. It wouldn't surprise me if we see J-Luke catch up to Harry quite fast, actually. He seems really strong here. Just that one mistake has set him back a couple of laps.
Okie dokie. So MCR then has another chance to get past J-Luke in at the next final sector coming up shortly as well. And look at that gap that J-Luke's already brought onto MCR as well. J-Luke's out of potential DRS range if the track does dry up. So is MCR as well. So that's going to put the likes of Chill back into contention. And Damon, I believe, has spun again. But I swear, with every League of Europe season, every time there's an Alpine on the track, I tend to curse them, even if I didn't say anything about it. So, sorry, Damon. It happens to be you this season that has issues in the Alpine, unfortunately. But let's hope he recovers. Anyway, first driver to get a penalty. Conor O'Keefe now says it's his turn to go for the move then into turn 15. And I think he keeps it. Yes, he does. I raced with him in Division 4 last season, and he had the pace pretty much of a lot of people, and he started on the back in some of the most of the sprints, and went on to do very well in the actual 50% race and finish near the front. So he is quick, and he's doing very well in the midfield at the moment, so we'll see what he could do when he tries to close into wide. Chill, on the other hand, wants to gain another place in the Williams. The only reserve driver here today, everyone else is full-time, as he gets past Ryan Belshaw up to P5.
Yeah, so far it's been quite a clean race. I think everyone's playing it a bit safe. We say that as Ryan B's actually going to go up the inside of Chill there. A little bit of contact. He's managed to get the move done though, and Chill's probably going to concede this and not risk too much. But oh no, he's got the inside line. He's gone on the curb, which is very, very brave, especially in the wet, even in the dry. That's a very brave move, and he's getting completely forced out wide by Ryan, and Chill will not be happy about that. And something to remember about this Ryan has caused quite a few issues in the past with not being the cleanest of drivers. He seems to give people a little bit of a nudge and a push, and I don't think Chill will be happy about the way that one's just panned out.
Definitely not. I think Chill really wants to fight back with the likes of Ryan Belshaw and a Girapo as well. As, yellow flags in every sector, apparently. I thought that was going to be a safety car, but no, it's just yellow flags in every sector, as we have Damon's AI car that's parked it in a weird place. But look at this. It could be 4 wide almost, heading to turn 13. We've got side by side with the McLaren and the Alfa Romeo, and we have got side by side with the Aston Martin and the Williams of D. Morts and Chill. So the McLaren is being boxed in, heading towards the final corner. You can see the sun is coming out quite heavily at the moment, so the track will dry up very, very quickly. So they got to make the use of those inters before they start to become useless as they head towards T1. As YHYY takes the outside line. Chill is going to not be happy with that by the looks of things. Heading towards turn 3. You can see in the background D. Morts is trying to get past Ryan Belshaw. But I think Ryan Belshaw has a better traction. They'll go through 4. Now heading towards turn 5. Is he going to make sure? Oh, not much space left. That's all there.
He's done this. This is 4 times I've watched him now already. Maybe 5 this race. Anyone that tries to get past him, he's just creating contact. He just turns into them. And that's at least 4 people this race, which could report him. Because it's not... he did this last season, and he's just not seemed to change at all. And it's not fair on the rest of the drivers behind him.
Yeah, it's not. You got to leave the space, as Fernando Alonso says. And in the rules, you've got to leave adequate space anyway when you're driving. If you don't leave too much space, you're more than likely going to get penalised if someone reports you. And some people may think, I've left enough space. Well, you've got to leave plenty of space in order to get the move done. If there's not enough space, don't go for the move. Simple as that. Otherwise, incidents happen. And yeah, I think it's going to be unfair for a lot of drivers to want to get some points. In particular, the guys behind that are fighting for the final points-paying positions of this race. So the top 10 get points in the sprint. As you can see, I think Ryan B and Harry F having a squabble again. We got, oh my goodness, as the McLaren has been pushed off the track. We got YHYY trying to fight back in the final corner. They're going squabble at the moment, as they know the track's got more grip now, so they're more confident to put their foot down, to be honest. But they've got to know how to improve on their racecraft. But we do know sprints can be like that sometimes, but luckily obviously their car will be prepared for the race if they get front wing damage in the sprint, for example, unlike in real life, as D. Morts gets past Ryan
Oh, and he's doing it again.
What?
Hitting into him again.
As Gat is now out of the race. Last week's race winner is out of the race. He's retired in the pits, I think. So that's his race over as D Mort's going side by side with Ryan Belshaw. Chill wants to join in the fun as well. Do not go flat out turn 6 because
what's he doing, man?
We almost saw the Alfa Romeo do that, so that was right on cue. So Ryan Belshaw stays just ahead of the McLaren, but the McLaren you can tell is faster in the corners compared to Ryan Belshaw in the wet conditions, whereas Ryan Belshaw's pulling away on the straight just a little bit, but maybe he's running a setup where he's much better in the corners, but there are a lot of straights, so you've got to have a setup that's catered to both the wet and the dry, because it may be dry for the race itself. As Cam still leads, by the way. He's increased the gap by even more, 4.7 seconds.
Oh, Conor O'Keefe, he's going to have a run in the McLaren, there, and he's going to be on the outside. But I think he's not going to be a full car length ahead, so the McLaren might be able to fight this one, which he is going to do. Leaves him absolutely no room whatsoever, and he holds on to that position. And YHYY, this could be dangerous. Too wide into the last corner is never going to work, and that is YHYY's fault there. He just completely cut across him, which you can't do.
I won't be surprised if Conor O'Keefe reports that, and I think it is YHYY's fault, but it obviously will be up to the stewards to decide that. As Cooley Kicker, I think that's how you say it, gets past Ryan B. There's too many Ryan B's in this lobby. Luckily they're not on the same team. The Aston Martin driver up to 10th place, so the final points battle's getting interesting with George Gamer in the fight as well. I haven't seen him race at all, but he's dropped down a few places. He had a good qualifying, but not having the best of races so far. Hopefully he can still fight back. No safety cars though. I thought we were going to get some safety cars, but we haven't had any yet. So I think they're keeping it relatively clean. Obviously it is reduced, believe it or not, the safety cars. So it only comes down in an extremist of conditions as the McLaren again closing in on the Alfa Romeo, and so is YHYY. This could get feisty towards the end of the race.
Yeah, well, it's been a spicy sprint race so far. Everyone's desperate for positions, and they seem to be forgetting that this is essentially qualifying for the next race. So they might want to calm down a little bit. The points aren't going to be worth what happens next race. So the other thing that I'm certain of is not one person is going to catch Cam K this race.
No, unless in a lap or two's time it dries out and someone raves on a set of soft tyres and smashes the field and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, he's gaining like a second every few laps, Cam is, so that's why we haven't gone on board. But pretty much the top four have pretty much been in their own race so far. But J-Luke is now starting to catch up on Harry. So MCR's in his own little bubble as well. So is Cam. So yeah, pretty much the top four are going to stay as they are, unless Harry and J-Luke having a come together, which I hope not. But good to see Harry doing well. Obviously, he got promoted to D3 as well after a good season last season. Good to see him doing well in the sprint around China. He has done well in China before in Eloise, so it's not too surprising that he's up there near the top. I wonder, he's not going to catch up to Cam, so he's going to settle for second, but he doesn't want J-Luke closing in on him, so he's just got to focus on himself and making sure he saves some ERS, which he is doing. He's got pretty much 3 times more ERS than what J-Luke has, so yeah, he's managing his ERS a bit more effectively than what J-Luke is at the moment, so how he could use it to defend off J-Luke as George gets past Cooley Kick into turn 13. Very nice move from the Alpine driver, up to 11th now.
Yeah, 11th and 1 position behind Ryan, which is the last set of points available in this sprint race. So P10, the classic position, no P12 as it used to be. Well, that's what we have in the main races, but P10 classic first to 10th. 1 point for 10th position, and it's a bit of a scrap around 10th for those last few positions, as we're going to have YHYY on the outside of the McLaren. He's going to get a much better run on the straight, but he's almost lost it. And with 1.5 laps to go now, pretty much. 2 laps for these people further towards the back. It's going to be a scrap for 1 more point, it looks like.
Yeah, it does, and bring it on. Let's hope there's not any more crashes, because otherwise it would hinder their performance in the sprint race. J-Luke, though, his pace has increased a lot now again, as he's now 3/10 behind Harry now, as we head towards turn 6. But Harry just seems to be gaining more in this part of the track between turn 6, 7 and 8. So I think Harry's a bit more confident, but let's watch J-Luke now through turn 9 and 10. I think he's going to he's getting a bit on the corners then, so you can see Harry really start to pull away on the straights, and that's where he's getting the most time on J-Luke. So I think it may stay as it is, but I wonder if J-Luke had some stuff left in the tank compared to Harry in that final lap. Same with that McLaren, same situation with him and Ryan Belshaw and YHYY as well, and Ryan B, as he's right on the back. It's not really, the sun is still peeking out, but it's still drizzling, so luckily they will have a spare 7 minutes for the race, I think, as we got the McLaren driver now trying to get past Ryan Belshaw. J-Luke can't get past Harry, unfortunately, so let's watch McLaren on that Alfa Romeo. Ooh, aggressive defending from Ryan Belshaw as A Guapo gets past Ryan Belshaw up to 7th. Ryan B gets past YHYY. Oh my god. What did he do?
Lord,
what did the McLaren do? That was
that was Ryan B again. That was Ryan Belshaw again.
Was that Ryan Belshaw again? Yeah.
Yeah, he's
been like that
just turned
last
into
season.
another straight.
Yeah, and Guapo could lose out on the points, and he's done that to Ryan B. He's done that to Ryan B as well. Oh god, it's getting very scrappy for the last point, and Ryan B is struggling. George could get a point from this because everyone else is squabbling. George is leaving enough space this time, and that's bringing all the tension away from the battle up front for second place. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of stewards reports, and don't forget the stewards report. Any penalties that they get will get added to their time. It will be for the main race, not the sprint race. So I believe, but I might be wrong. That's cool, kicker. Getting past the McLaren there, so yeah, I think that McLaren has got damage, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm just watching now YHYY get through on Ryan B, and Ryan Belshaw is going to back out of that one. Didn't think I'd say that today, but he's backed out of it for now. We'll see what happens on the run up to the hairpin, and nothing else is really happening right now, so we'll stay on board with that one. He's going to have a much wider run, right? YHYY's got a great run out that last corner.
Let's cut to our leader. Let's cut to our leader. This is the end of the sprint race. Cam, after a stonking, brilliant qualifying, he goes on to take the win in dominant fashion. Harry comes across the line in second, and J-Luke in third. We've got MCR and D-Mots come across the line in fourth and fifth. It's going to be close for the final point. Let's watch everyone cross the line. YHYY will get 7th. Ryan Belshaw 8th, pending stewards investigations. George Knight and Ryan gets the final point in at the sprint. Fastest lap belongs to Cam by quite some margin. He dominated that race. He's the only man in the 141s.
Yeah, Cam just looked the most comfortable in the wet conditions, and he'll be hoping the next race is wet, probably, because it'll be an easy drive to the end for him. It'll be a shock, though, if it dries up and we see him lose all his pace, so maybe he's the only person in here hoping for a wet race.
I was practicing with him earlier, and we made sure that we had some wet practice, so he was struggling a bit at the start of the practice, but he found a setup that he was more tuned into, so that's definitely helped him a little bit. So he was a little bit more confident. So yeah, he gets maximum points. So he gets 11 points in that sprint race. Harry in second, J-Luke third, MCR fourth. We've got D-Morts, Chill, YHYY, Ryan B, Gamer, and Ryan B. And we've got Aledi, Corley Kicker, Harry F, Guapo, Saronte, Melty, Matt Tibos, Connor O'Keefe. Those are your finishers. And we've got 2 DNFers of Sir Gat and Damon. Those two having a shocker of a race, and they would need a miracle to do well in the feature race, which will begin very, very soon. You do not have that long to wait, but obviously apart from Cam, which driver surprised you in a good and bad way today?
I was quite surprised by J. Luke's pace. I thought he was really good. He made a few mistakes, but overall he was very good. I would expect him to probably be contending for maybe second, maybe first, but we'll see. It looks like the wet is still here.
It is.
So Cam K, we should expect the same from him. Maybe we've got more time frame for dry tyres. Who knows? But for now, it's looking like it's just the wet and a long day for us.
Yes, exactly. And I was expecting it to be a dry session, not gonna lie. So I'm a bit shocked that it's come to a wet session once again. But I think we do hope that it dries up because it makes it for a bit more interesting racing. So we're about to get underway. And the results from the sprint determine the starting order for the main 50% race, which is the normal LOE points. One stop mandatory unless it's wet for the whole race where they don't have to pit. But obviously we don't know the weather. If maybe someone in the chat who's engineering someone can tell us the weather, that would be lovely. As we've got everyone on Inter, so don't need to go too much detail into the tyres. The guys in the midfield, I have to say, will have to be, I think, on their A game a bit more and improve on their racecraft a bit because they were just squabbling for the last few positions where realistically they could have it could have helped them to stay out of trouble and they could have been a lot higher if they kept out of trouble and pretty much they could have saved battling until the final lap, but I'm guessing everyone was fighting quite a lot. It made for some interesting racing, not gonna lie, but it did hurt quite a few people, especially the McLaren, but he was caught up with something that wasn't his fault, so we shall see. I'm not going to predict who's going to win this one. Harry. He's had a moment going through turn 9 and 10 there. Surprising that he's still in this formation that session, but Harry had a good start last time, but he did get a tow from the driver in front. He's not going to get the tow this time. Do you expect him to get the same start again and maybe get the lead from Cam?
No, I expect Cam K to pretty much drive away from this. Obviously, we don't know if the sun is going to come out, if we were going to go to dry. There's actually a bit more of a spray now than there was in the sprint, so as Harry's just weaved onto the grass. I would expect Cam K to drive away. I actually expect J. Luke to jump into second place, as Harry's gone off again, so he's
struggling.
Trying to get some heat into those tyres. I actually think he's sliding on purpose to get some heat into the tyres. I think that might be quite smart, but I'd expect J. Luke to get second. I actually think we'll see YHYY get third. I think he looked very strong and he got caught up in Ryan B's terrorism, we'll call it. So I think these front 7 will be thinking, let's get away from this man as fast as we can.
Yeah, he wants, I think, yeah, the front 7 especially. Chill actually had a good recovery, actually, after that shenanigan up to 6th in the sprint. So he's going to hope that Ryan Belshaw stays out of his way very quickly because they're on the same side of the grid. So if Chill doesn't have a good start, Ryan Belshaw will definitely take advantage of that as, yes. So we've got Williams on pole, Ferrari alongside. Who's going to get the jump into turn 1? Will J. Luke have a Harry start into turn 1? The 5 lights were on and we are underway then. And it looks like Harry has got a good start as predicted. As all this contact, there's an AlphaTauri and an Aston Martin that's gone off already. And there's already chaos at the start of the 50% race. I was expecting in the sprint to be fair, but not in the 50%. And they're squabbling already in turn 3 and 4. Harry got the jump from Cam then, so his starts were on fire. I don't even know what's going on here.
Look at the back of the grid, everyone's off. I just heard contact everywhere. It's carried on.
The two Alpines have come together. The Alpines are not having a good time at the moment. J. Luke's had a bad start, by the way. He's caught in all of that. I think he was the one who went into that Aston Martin, I think. Yeah, it was.
What has happened?
So maybe he didn't have a good start and the Aston Martin near him went into him. I think it was Demorphs actually. So those two came together. J. Luke had no front wing. So yeah, I don't think J. Luke just got on the line correctly from my analysis. So yeah, that's why he's there. So a few drivers will have to come in early, but yeah. Harry's just very good at starts, and he's leading the way. Cam in second. Chill, by the way, after all of that, started sixth. He's up to third.
Yeah, that is one of the craziest opening laps to a race. I think every single person killed each other.
Apart from the front two, where Harry had a good start.
Yeah, Harry had a great start, sent it up the inside and made it work, and I still can't get over it. I think we heard contact from every car 7th downwards. I want to see how many people come in for damage.
I think we'll see a lot of people come in for damage. We got George in. That's it. I thought the two Alpines are in. J-Luke is in. That's it.
J-Luke's just made an overtake on the Alpine in the pits.
Wow. So that was Damon who started at the back. I think Damon had an awful showing anyway in that first lap anyway compared to J-Luke. But meanwhile, Gat trying to get past D-Mort up in a 2. Trying to remember what turn it is. It was turn 4. I think D-Mort's got away with this very lightly, I think, in that first lap, but at least he's still here. By the way, you did see on the end of the first lap Cam getting past Harry, so Cam is now up into the lead of this race, and he's already pulling away. So to be honest, he wasn't that phased that Harry got past him, because he knows that he's lightning in the wet anyway. So yeah, he's already a second clear of Harry. His pace is just amazing at the moment. Pretty much we got a Williams 1-3 now, and I believe constructors points get added to reserves as well, so looks like it will be a good night for the Williams team today if things go their way in the 50%.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I just had a look. Apparently Division 1 had the exact same kind of start as Division 3.
What?
Where there was just chaos lap 1, everyone kind of killed each other, so it's looking like China is a bit of a problem for the drivers on this game.
Oh God, I hope it doesn't happen in our races later on. If it does, then something weird has happened. Meanwhile, Chill, by the way, brilliant move on Harry. He's got past him into second place. We got Williams 1-2, but Harry's like, no, but you're having none of that, as they're going side by side in towards turn 1. Chill pretty much defends from Harry and stays where he is at the moment, as track is easing off in terms of the rain at the moment, or is it? It's still the same most likely. MCR having a good race thus far, pretty much stayed where he is. He has not moved a place in his starting grid position. YY up 2. Harry F, by the way, up 7. Connor O'Keefe up 9. I did say he's a man who loves to gain places from the sprint to the main roads, and he definitely did just that. So I think he was another driver that benefited from the opening lap drama, as George Gamer gets past D-Mort up to 17th position. As I believe the ones who pitted obviously are on inters, because you can't go on dries because it's too wet otherwise. As Saronte, ooh, you don't want to go side by side through there, sunshine. There's a bit of contact there from those two as they head towards turn 8 and 9. Saronte does get past McLaren up to 14th place, as he's now gained 1 position, so he would like that. I'm sure he would have wanted to gain more positions at the moment, unless he's lagging on my screen a little bit, or he might be no, he was a bit twitchy. He's all right now. That's good. But Matt Tibos and Saronte, that fight could be interesting, but they can't fight too much because they're already losing ground to the guys in front of them to get those final points.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of a pointless battle. He's gained the position, but not too much time, and when you're that far back, the aim is to gain time, not positions, I think. Yeah. And I think the only real fight that we have now, everyone's really spaced out, is between Harry and Chill for P2. Cam K, driving off like we expected, just seems to have the superior pace in the wet. I think the actual fight currently is between Harry and Chill for second. Everyone else seems a little bit far away, as maybe YHYY is catching up to the pack. We've got this little group for second place piling up.
Yes, I think it's going to be the battle for second by the looks of things between Chill, Harry, MCR and YHYY. Luckily, YHYY doesn't have to worry about Ryan Belshaw for a long time. He's got to focus on MCR. MCR's a clean driver. He was one of the cleanest drivers in the league last season in general and the most consistent. So, yeah, he's definitely doing well in 4th, and they race together quite a while, so and they do race fairly, so I'm interested to see how this battle goes. Matt Tibos once again gets past Toronto up to 14. Again, that's full position. That losing, they're now 5 seconds behind Sergat. They were 3 seconds a minute ago, now they're 5 seconds. They're just losing so much time squabbling like this. They can't afford it. Toronto's just got to learn to back off maybe and just try and gain time on the guards in front. Use Matt Tibos as a toe. Try and close in on Sergat as, yeah. Doesn't look like the rain's easing off anytime soon, but they got to see how long their tyres can last. Well, it is going to be like this for the whole race. Will they be doing a no-stop, or will they be forced to pit? We don't know. I've never done a full wet race around this, so I don't know if the tyres last for the whole race.
I can tell you now, they will be forced to pit. The degradation at China is terrible, so there's not a chance these inches will make the whole race. And I think Matt and Soronte, what they really need to just do is drive, because, I mean, as it stands, they need a safety car, really, to get back up to this group. So they just need to drive, avoid damage, avoid penalties, and hope a safety car comes their way at some point and they can find themselves back in this fight.
Speaking of fighting, Toronto's losing a bit of time to Matt Tibos because he's fighting with Aledi at the moment, and there was almost a bit of contact again from the two of them. So Aledi says, thank you very much, you keep squabbling, I'm up another position. And that's what fighting does for you in terms of battles. The guys behind you are able to catch up. D Mortz is trying to recover from his poor start, as he's got a big gap to Soronte in that Ferrari. So is George as well. Damon and George get the first penalties of the race. And look at YHYY, all over the back of MCR then. This could be the chance where he goes for the move then. And it has, I don't see any rain on the halo. It has stopped raining.
Yeah, the rain has stopped coming down now. So we will see people. The thing what's going to happen here is, so you want to pit for the softs, or well, no, a bit for the hards really. I don't even think the hards will make it to the end, you know. So
no,
they could do. We will probably see 2 more stops still in this race. There will be someone that tries it, don't get me wrong, there always is. That tends to be me, I think, actually. So we have a yellow flag.
That is
a lady who's gone round fighting with Soronte, them two having a scrap, and the lady's gone round. Not quite sure if anyone's fault, and Kamke's in.
That's brave.
Kamke's risking it now. Surely it's got to be for the mediums.
That is damp.
It's got to be for the. I'm surprised he has, because he had the gap to wait. He was the only person who didn't have to.
He's going for mediums.
He is going for mediums, so he knows the hards won't get to the end. He's going for the mediums now, probably banking on a safety car again at some point, but.
With this lobby.
It seems like a strange move, because he was the only person on the track, I'd say, that didn't have to pit, because he has a lap in spare.
Yeah, pretty much. He could have pitted any time, apart from now. And
I don't know if they'll be fast enough yet.
It's still a bit damp. He's struggling a little bit to get his tyres up to temperature, but it is starting to dry out, to be fair. So it is dry. I think it's dry in some parts of the track, but it's wet in others.
Well, he's just had a massive lockup. What I'm saying is, even if he stayed out 1 lap too long, he'd still be in first because of the gap that he created for himself.
Yeah.
He was the only person that didn't need to take a risk.
And he did. But Damon and Soronte are in as well. Soronte's on soft, so he also knows that the hards could not get to the end.
That's probably a smart move, actually, but the softs are only going to get you to about lap 10 or 11.
Yeah, so that could be a good time for, say, the mediums, or maybe just stick on the hards, as Cooler Kicker's had a bit of a spin, and I think it's dried up now. I think it's dry, so I think we'll see a lot of people going to the pit. Maybe Cam pitted now to maybe help his teammate a little bit, so they don't double stack as well. So, will Chill come out ahead of his teammate? We'll see. Everyone's coming in now. Harry, YH1Y, MTR. Oh, Harry has left the session. That's not good.
If Kamke's done that to help Chill out...
I don't even know. They're not in the same party, but...
If that has happened, Chill should thank himself, because you will not find teammates that do that for you often in league racing.
It might be unintentional, but we'll see. As Cam...
It's not benefited him at all.
Cam's got the lead, so...
Yeah, Cam has kept the lead.
So
he has lost time, though.
He has lost a bit of time to Chill, but he's not as good in the dry and the wet, so we'll see how that compares. But don't forget, Chill's on colder tyres. Lots of yellow flags, by the way. Luckily, Harry has
Chill's on the hard,
rejoined.
though. Chill's trying to go to the end, I think.
I think the ones on mediums on my screen are Cam, Harry, Melty, Cooler Kicker, and Matt Tibos and Damon. We got Saronte on the softs. D-Morts is like, you know what, I'm going to do better than everybody else. I'm going to stay on the inters, but he's already losing a lot of time. So he's on inters. Everybody else has gone for the hard tyres. Yeah, DRS enable. Oh! The Aston Martins are struggling. Cooler Kicker's trying to defend for his life, and he knows he's on the wrong tyre. Just back out of it. Let your teammate pass. Your teammate's losing a lot of time because of you. Oh my goodness. D-Mort's going to drop down to last.
Never fails to baffle me, you know. Division 3 is one of its own kind.
I don't know why he stayed out, because you lose time. You lose more time staying out than the double stacking. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. He's just cost his teammate more.
Yeah.
I'm confused what's happening. Cam K has pulled a massive gap already.
Probably because of those medium
Chill's
tyres.
really
Meanwhile,
struggled on these
Chill
hards.
and Harry. Chill on those hards, Harry on those mediums. But I think Chill is not backed off. He's defended. He knows he could possibly get to the end. Whereas Harry... Oh, Chill's off! And he's out!
And he's out. Oh, dear.
Safety car? Yes, safety car. Oh, no. Chill was having a good race.
Yeah, well, I think it had... He just rode on that curve, and that curve can spit you off at any point. And I think he tried to avoid the warning, so he just kind of held on the curve. But obviously, the warning now would have probably been a better option because he's out the race. But in comes D-Morts on his inters.
That safety car has saved him.
Already. Toronto's coming off those softs. And this probably helps the hard runners get to the end on those hard tyres. I think now the hard runners have a better chance of making it to the end, which is bad news for Cam K and Harry, because Cam K and Harry are going to be... They have to pit again.
They have to. The mediums can't get to the end.
I think what these two need to do here, YHYY and MCR, need to not fight with each other. If they use each other, they have a very strong chance of potentially getting a 1-2 this race.
Yeah. I think they were hoping that there was not going to be a safety car, and they got one. Cam was probably the unluckiest of all because he had a safety car caused by his own teammate. And it was
Cam's
like
unlucky.
Pardon?
I think the thing is with these, the mediums needed a safety car, but they needed it a much later on in the race.
They needed it pretty much lap 15, 20.
Like lap 16, yeah. They've been hurt by this. The only thing is those hards will be terrible at the end of the race, and Cam K does seem to have the pace to pull some gap. I think Cam K might still be in with a chance.
What the?
Yeah, I think he knows. I think he knows these hards are going to go to the end.
He can't get to the end. Harry's in as well. I think if I was Melty, I would do the same. Oh no! Yeah, I feel so really bad for them.
I think what he's doing there is just banking on his pace. Do you know what? I think I'd have stayed out and just waited for another safety car.
I would have done the same. I would have. What's the word where you made the wrong decision and you have to stick with it? Oh, I don't know.
You affirm it. That's what he'd have done. He'd affirmed his decision. And the thing is with Cam K, all he needed was 6 or 7 laps, safety car free, gain yourself your 6 or 7 seconds that you've been doing.
And then you can pit whenever.
And then he can pit and not lose much. But unfortunately, he's chosen to not gamble, and now he's going to be right in the middle of the pack. And the issue with this is, no matter how fast you are, you have to overtake people which don't want to let you through. And Cam K, who I think we can both agree, probably on pace, easily deserves to get the win this race. I think he's going to really struggle to get the win now.
I think if it was wet for the entire race, I think he would have won this easily. But because it is dry, it's going to be hard for him. But never say never. There may be other people in front. He's going to hope that other people in front of him have bad starts and he can pretty much capitalise on it and get past them. But he can't predict that. He's got to learn sometimes that other people are idiots, and he's got to make sure to lead the space that he can as well. Same with Harry as well. Melty has gambled though, and he's on mediums. So is Damon. So those two have stayed out. Those two will have to pit again. If another safety car comes out, that will be very good news for Melty. But bad news for everybody else by the looks of things. By the way, Right is your net race leader after all of that. He has won quite a few races in his LOE career. He could add to one soon as well. MCR in second, Harry F up to third.
Yeah, Harry F has been quite silent in this. We've not really noticed him much.
No.
But he's up into third, and we've all of a sudden got a fight that we can't predict, because a lot of these drivers are kind of on similar pace. We kind of knew where the other ones laid. We knew that Harry and Cam K would kind of pull off. That fight is still going to happen, which is even harder for these two, because can Harry resist temptation to maybe go for the move on Cam K?
Oh, it's going to be tight. I think some people can't afford to squabble too much, but if you're quicker than a lot of these drivers, you've got to get past ASAP, because otherwise you're going to lose so much more time, and other people may try and pass you. We saw that in some of the Silverstone races where there's a safety car. There were a few people that stayed out, and that was a disadvantage for them because everyone else on fresher tyres were passing them left, right and centre. So we'll see what Melty can do. He has had the chance to warm them up before the safety car. Oh, well, it's definitely warmed up now. But Melty's now dropped down to fifth. Oh, he's not in the Alpine this season, but somehow I still curse him. Sorry, Melty. But yeah, he's dropped down to fifth now. And that's not good news for Harry F, as he's got to deal with his teammate. But he's going to hope that his teammate gives enough space. Maybe Ryan Belshaw's learned his lesson, hopefully. But Gat's now back in the points, and so is D-Mort. So that safety car's helped them, and it's helped the ones who were involved in that lap 1 pile-up. So safety car's in this lap. White's up to here to control the pace from here on out.
Yeah, YHYY, not slow driver at all, so he should probably get a good advantage as well going into turn 1. The last place, I think, where's a good place to restart on this? I think a lot of people go before the last corner, actually. Yeah. Obviously people want to push, they've got cold tyres, they'll spin it, he has control. I would suspect he might go after the hairpin.
I think so as well, but you do not want to give other drivers a toe, but they are going to get the toe anyway. So as soon as he goes full throttle, he's got to really start pushing, because you can't accelerate and decelerate, it's just not on. I think he's going to go round about now. No, he's not going now. He's going now, as he's accelerating, and he's pulling away from MCR. Good restart for him. I think we'll see who else going to go with restart. The McLaren as well in 10th position.
Ryan B that's been caught. Ryan B's been caught napping on those mediums as well.
Yeah.
Behind those mediums, so by those medium tyres. So the medium tyres have got a great gap, and I've already pulled a second to him.
Yeah, and that's not helping the guys behind as well. They're looking to catch up. Garappo's had a good start, by the way, but he's trying to get Conor O'Keefe to not get past him as well. Yellow flag. Oh, that's Damon once again. Cam has had a drop down to 9th on those hard runners, but if I was him, I would back off of this one, because you don't want to make it 3 wide into turn 6. Yeah, those mediums are a lot faster, but oh my God, Melty, how did you save that? He clipped that curb. When I clipped that curb like that, I end up spinning. He almost spun. He didn't, so he's staying where he is. That was a lucky puppy from the Melty there in the Red Bull, staying in 5th at the moment. And YHYY did what he needed to do, called the restart at the right time, and he's leading.
Yeah, YHYY, very safe restart, smart restart. And everything's kind of stayed in order with the people behind him. We've not seen too much in the terms of fighting. We are going to see Sagat maybe go for a run on Harry here, splitting up Harry and Kanke. We've not seen that much over the course of tonight at China. Let's see if he's gone for the outside, which is quite a brave way to go for it. Harry's probably just going to send it up, and he can't. Oh, Harry very well on the brakes. Could have just gone straight into the back of Kamke, and Kamke really getting frustrated behind the McLaren here.
Yep, he is. I think he knows he should be up near the front. I think if there was no safety car, he would be at the front. As yellow flag, that was Damon, I think. Yeah, it is Damon. The Aston Martin has come into the pit, so he doesn't have any hards left though. So what? Oh no, but he's pitted on back onto the hards he started on. Oh, did he get a drive-through? He must have got... Oh, yes, he got a drive-through. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. He got a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. So he's forced to serve that. And now he's at the back of the field. Not what he wants at the moment. Anyone that's gained from the restart, let me have a look. Connor O'Keefe and Melty up 11 positions as Damon has retired from the session. Don't know where he is on track. Where... he must have retired without me not noticing. But yeah, we're down to 18 runners at the moment, and it's not looking good for Damon this season, is it?
No, it's not looking good for him. And Damon, he's got quite a hot head when I'm racing as well, so he's probably not going to take this one very well. And hopefully, he just realised we're only 2 races in. There's a long way to go. But I'm the same. 2 races go bad for me, and all of a sudden, in my head, my season's over. So. Sagat though, going for the move on Harry once again, and he's got it done this time. Harry's going to go for a switchback, very smart move, and he's going to get that done quite easily, and he gets the position back. So a lot of scrapping going on in the midfield. This is exactly what Cam K and Harry didn't want, and the crawl through the field is proving to not be that easy.
Yep, it is. Cam was looking to get maximum points. Same with Harry as well, getting the second maximum points, but it's looking like it's not going to be the case at the moment, but you never know, they could get fastest lap. We'll see who gets fastest lap right now as well. It seems to have died down a little bit near the front, but near the midfield it's getting very, very tight as you head towards turn 6. So what is Cam thinking of here as he heads through that? Is he going to take... No, he's not got much space, so he's backed out of it. He's very smart like that. He doesn't go for sends that don't work. I know some drivers that do that, and they end up going into a spin. So you've got to avoid that left-hand curve, because otherwise you'll do what Melty nearly done and spin. As we've got, I think, Connor O'Keefe just being that train. He's happy at the moment. He's out of DRS to Ryan B in that Red Bull. So, yeah, it's not working out well for Connor, but even though he's gained 11 places, but at this stage, he's going to hope that no one else tries to get past him. But he's a good defender. I know this because... when I tried to get past him in the D4 last year, he just defends for his life. So, yeah, he is a good defender for a reason. So we'll see if he can try and hold up this group of cars. As Gap, by the way, gets past Harry up into 10th place. And I think he holds his line, which he does. Or will Harry get the switchback? Harry does get the switchback, and Gap takes a better line this time. So Gap gets 10th place. At the moment, he's looking like he's going to get 3 points because he didn't finish, I think, in the sprint race. So, good recovery from him so far. It shows how good he is in race trim, actually, if he starts at the back. So, this won't hinder him too much. He may drop a few places in the championship, but it won't hinder him too much.
Yeah, these early races are more about just staying consistent and finishing. They're not actually... Of course, you want the points, but you kind of just want to finish the race and build some momentum. If you're crashing out early and you're losing points early, it sets you up for quite a poor season. So, at the moment, it's not terrible if you only finish 8th or 9th. Just get some points on the board and start gaining some confidence.
Yeah, I think if Gap can improve on that confidence in this race, then it would really help him for the rest of the season. So, yeah, very impressed with him so far. Meanwhile, Harry F being under the radar so far in overall in the sprint and the feature. It's looking like he could be on for a podium fight with his teammate Ryan Belshaw. So, Ryan Belshaw's on the back of Harry F now. Harry F's got less ERS than Ryan Belshaw, so Ryan Belshaw's going to take advantage of that. Take a different line around down the inside into turn 14. But Harry F takes the right hand side line. He struggles. He goes too deep. We got one of the Red Bulls. I could have took an advantage of that, but he didn't. So, oh, yellow flag. Oh no, it's Gat. Gat's dropped down to 15th place, and another driver that I said, oh, he's doing well this race. He's back to pretty much where he started almost, down in 15th position. So he must have had a spin coming out of turn 14. It looks like.
Yeah, it's quite an easy place to spin it. but he's dropped down to 15th. All his hard work has gone, and we're seeing Cam K finally get the move done on the McLaren. And he's been stuck behind it for so long, he'll have some confidence seeing this group ahead of him still fighting. The issue is for Melty, the safety car doesn't seem to be coming, and he needs it to come because those mediums will not take him to the end.
No, whereas everybody else, they're on hards, they can get to the end. I think at this stage, if he doesn't pit, he's going to drop way out the points. So Melty really needs to get a move on, but you can see, watching his lap times at the moment, he is struggling. He's 4/10 down on his pace. He's not improving on his pace at all. So that's going to really benefit his teammate and Connor as well, as how he gets another position past DiMorse up into 10th position. And he's now going to try and get past McLaren again as well, but it's going to be hard for him as well. Looks like Cam's going to try and get past another driver. DiMorse tries to get switched back on Harry once again. But let's watch Cam then. Takes the right-hand side line, covers him off very nicely indeed, but not leaving that much room. That was quite tight between the pair of them. But
and Melty is in the wall, and it's DNF, and that's going to be a safety car. And the only person that needed the safety car was him.
Exactly.
And
he's out of the race.
I tell you what, this is interesting. Who's going to pit for mediums? Or maybe, no, they're not soft. That'd be ridiculous.
No,
don't
go on softs. Do not go on softs. They realistically, ultimately, they only last like 4 or 5 laps. So
well, this will be interesting.
I think some people will stay out. If I was White Joe, I'll definitely stay out. If I was in the midfield, I would take advantage. If I'm like near the back, like Cool Killer George, Matt Tibos, J-Luke, maybe even Harry as well. But there may be some drivers that may not have mediums left, so they may be forced to stay.
They'll have them from the sprint race because they get an extra set for the sprint, but because it was raining, so everyone will have a spare set of mediums.
Hopefully. Someone experienced this before because someone did a sprint on the hards, hoping they'll get extra mediums for the race, but never did.
I'm not sure about that. I don't know.
I don't know, but we will see. But it is obviously good news for pretty much everybody. Toronto's taking the gamble. You know what? He was at the back anyway. He was one of the drivers who I was hoping would come into the pits on set of mediums. So we'll probably see the same for Caller Kicker, George Gamer and Matt Tibos as well. I think Sagat will do the same. I think that safety car, has helped him the most because he spun earlier on up to 13th now, 1 place off the points. This has definitely helped his race. Almost hit the back of J-Lu there. Let's watch why. Is he coming in? Nope, he's not. Neither is MCR. But everybody else, pretty much, is coming in. Cam's staying out. Cam's staying out. I don't think he has mediums left. If Harry comes in, is Harry in? Nope, he's not. So yeah, they don't have, I think, enough mediums. Otherwise, they would have came in, I think. That's cool.
I don't know. I think just some people don't want to risk it. I think they're thinking, well, hold on. The only issue is here with the people at the front. You can't react to the people behind, so you're kind of stuck. If you go in, they'll stay out, and if you stay out, they go in. And sadly, they have gone in there. I think people like Harry and Aledi are going to get really caught up in this.
Yep.
And Cool Kicker as well. Cool Kicker is going to be right in the middle of it.
I feel sorry for him, not gonna lie. Usually, sometimes in these situations, I'm near like midfield. I'm like usually about 14th, 13th. I'm pretty much like either 9th to 13th. I just see what the other drivers around me are doing. Like if the drivers directly in front of me pit, I pit. If the drivers directly in front of me, behind me pit, I also pit. But yeah, if they do different things, then obviously I follow pretty much what the guys in front do because, yeah, I want to have that advantage on the fresher tyres. But if they pit onto a ridiculous strategy, like they go onto medium very early or something, obviously I won't do that. But, yeah. So we'll watch everybody start to catch up now as well. Ryan B is going to be the first man on those medium tyres. Now, are we going to see a similar situation like we saw last season, that the ones on the hards start to really increase the gap, whereas the ones on the mediums from 8th downwards struggle to try and get past the hard runners. We have seen it before, and the mediums can go off quite quickly. That's probably why some of the drivers have not pitted to keep track position. And also, because I've done practice earlier, the mediums are like 30-40%, like by 8-9 laps. They go off very quickly. So, yeah.
Yeah, the mediums, they're really good at the start. I think they're just a nice race tyre, but I think the hards overall are better for this track.
Yeah, they are.
They will benefit that there is a lot of hards, so there's a big wall to get through. There's not just a couple of cars. I think the ones at the front will benefit from there being a lot of hards behind them.
Yep.
I think the ones like Harry and Aledi, they're going to really struggle to be honest, if I'm Harry, I'm letting a medium or two through and hoping to capitalise on them.
Yeah, I would do the same, to be honest, but yeah, hopefully we don't get any more safety cars, but let's see what it's like in Division 1 right now. What's the weather like at the moment? I think it's nice and sunny. Yes, it is nice and sunny. 3 DNFers, just like here in D3. So yeah, 3 DNFers. Campbell's leading that race with Jensen in second. So there you go. That's Division 1's race at the moment. So it's a 3/10 gap. So that's very tight for the win in D1 as well. So you can check that out as well as watch us at the same time. 11 laps to go. I hope it gets very spicy towards the end. We want to see, I think, people fight for the win. This is also the ones who got pretty much Hakam, who got screwed in the first safety car. It is his chance really to fight back and see if he can get the win again. It is his best chance. He just doesn't want the medium runners to just close in on them. That's not what he doesn't want to do. But right again, he had a good restart last time. The only issue is that everyone's going to know what he did last time. So right may think of something different to catch people out.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet. He'll probably think he has to do something different, but I think it's a safe bet to go for the same thing. You have control of the last corner. If the other person pushes too hard, they could crash on the last corner, which is exactly what you want. So
yeah,
I actually don't think he needs to change anything.
Now, I think other people may think that YY will be going for something different anyway, so probably he'll go for the same. He may decide to go early. He is going early. So he's doing something slightly different then. Not that vaguely different. He's not waiting till now to go for it. He's gone for it like a few moments earlier, which is fair enough. It's helped him a little bit. So YY still leads. MTR set pretty much the top 3 are pretty much broken away from everybody else. And you're right, it's going to be the likes of Aledi and Harry to hope they don't get swamped by the medium runners in front of them. Ryan B's already got past one of them. Actually, no, he was in 8th anyway. But Corner Kicker's already struggling at the moment. Ryan Belshaw's trying to get past these drivers as well. Harry, though, is definitely quicker than Aledi heading towards turn 6. Just look at the traction he's gaining at the moment. He's not going to go side by side here, is he? Nope, he's not. Okay, good. So pretty much everyone staying as they are. And the only ones that are benefiting are the ones that are trying to overtake the Aston Martin driver, because Connor almost got past him there.
Yeah, at the moment, it's looking a little bit taste in the middle. It's the hard, how long can he hold them up? The mediums need to get through quick, and he will do a favour for everyone else.
Yeah.
And right now, Ryan B will be looking at this thinking, this is brilliant. I've kind of got free reign on the hards, and I don't have to worry about the guys behind me.
Yeah, I think YY must be loving this right now, but Ryan B, there you go. You did say how he might struggle in this restart, and we were proven right there as Ryan B gets past Harry up to 7th. Connor and Keith might do the same thing on Corner Kicker. Yes, he does. Yeah, so the mediums are starting to come into full force. They've warmed up. Oh, no. Corner Kicker has spun. Same place we saw Sergat spun as well. Sergat hasn't had the best of restarts either. Cal, though, has got past MCR up into 2nd place. He's like, thank you very much. All that squabbling now has allowed YY to pull off a really good gap on the rest of the field there. So that was very, very tight, I have to admit.
Yeah, this is a lot safer fighting than we saw in the sprint and earlier on. It's looking like the dry is giving everyone a little bit more confidence as Ryan B sent it very, very deep. That was really ambitious. I know you're on the mediums, but there's no need for that. As Aledi has almost lost it. He just about saved it. Has lost in 2 positions, and somehow that's worked out for Ryan B in the end. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think that's helped quite a lot of people out as well, because Ryan Belshaw's close in. Ooh, you don't want to be around those two, because it has been lagging quite a bit in some parts of the track. So, if I was Ryan Belshaw, I would take it cautious, and he did. He did do a send, to be fair, and kept it clean. I think he does prefer the dries, to be honest. As yellow flag. Oh no, Harry F's off. Harry F's off. He's had a good race. He's struggling with his tyre temps at the moment. And he's down to last place out of the finishers so far. The man who was under the radar. His race has gone from good to bad, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I tell you what, Camke still has a chance to recover this race. Let's see what his pace is like against YHYY in the dry. He's got fresher tyres still by a couple of laps. Obviously, the one to watch right now is Ryan B in 6th on those medium tyres. However, by the time, if he catches the front few, them tyres won't be as fresh as they were at the restart. So, obviously, the hards are still going to be worse off. But will he have enough in them to pull himself all the way through the group? I don't think so. I think he could maybe aim for a podium. That is realistic for him. But the lead of the race, I think, could still be YHYY or Camke, but YHYY doesn't actually seem to be losing that much time in the dry.
I think YHYY is a lot better in the dry, in the wet, so that's what's definitely helping him a little bit. And I was speaking about him earlier on. He was going to hope he wasn't involved in the chaos, and he's definitely benefited from the chaos at the moment, staying in first place. MCR as well in 3rd, pretty much likes his 3rd place. And somehow we got Guapo and D-Mort's 4th and 5th. D-Mort's was near the back at the first opportunity in the first lap, and now he's in 5th, so it shows you do not give up in league race. And there you go, he was in 5th place at the moment. J-Luke's still going, by the way. He's up into 9th place. He would have preferred to be like 2nd or 3rd, but he'll take 9th. He's going to try. Oh, it's going to be 3 abreast. Oh my goodness, you do not want to go 3 wide here. Someone has got to back off surely, as someone's going off the track. Oh, J-Luke's been boxed in, heading towards the final corner. Matt Tibbos is in as well. Oh, yeah, that's an example of why you don't go 3 wide there. Someone had to back off. Neither of them did. And the consequences were that all of them are lost places. There you go.
Yeah, we've noticed this a fair bit with the similar drivers, especially in Division 3 as well. They seem to just not know when to back away from something, and it's cost them all there. And all that work, all the sprint, everything for nothing, and they find themselves back down, almost out the points. And whereas at the front, everyone's kept it quite calm, quite clean, and they're getting the rewards for it.
Gats out the race. He's retired in the pit lane, so I don't know why he gave up there, because it could have been another safety car, but yeah, that is gutting for Sir Gap. Another race yet last week where he was on such a high. He won it. Did very well in qualifying, and this race he just completely bottled it, as J-Luke has got past Ryan Belshot up to 12. I think he was probably happy that he's got past him eventually as well. I think the battle we're going to see is for 2nd again, because YYY is absolutely dominating this race so far. But let's watch Ryan B then on those mediums. The medium runners have got to get past the hard runners ASAP, because otherwise they're going to lose so much time. And pretty much Ryan B is now in that train with those hard runners now. So if he doesn't get past like in 2 laps time, then pretty much the race is over for pretty much the race win, or even 2nd place. But yeah, the race win is definitely out the question for I think the medium runners right now. But 2nd place is still doable from where he is, as long as he gets past them in the next couple of laps.
Here we go. It's corners like this that we really see the grip level difference on the mediums, and I think he will probably get the McLaren going into the next turn. We did see him send it last time. It didn't quite work out for him. He got a yellow flag. That is for... I'm not sure, actually.
I don't know who that was. That is Ryan Belshaw.
Oh, he's into the pits. He's putting the softs on. Yeah, Ryan B still stuck behind the hard, so We're probably going to see him maybe get the McLaren. MCR isn't pulling away. I think a podium, like I was saying, is a realistic aim for him. I don't think he'll be able to get a top 2. I think Cam K will have too much in the bag, but you never know. First place, though, does seem to be going. I think YHYY, bar a mistake, has got this one in the bag.
Yeah, and I have to say, this will be his best result in a while, to be honest. But he is also another driver that's been consistent as well. Let me just see where we finished last week. I did have my notes somewhere, which somehow I closed. Don't know why. But actually, no, I can find it in the commentators chat. There we go. Probably easier instead of typing my notes all the time. So, where did he finish last week?
A little bit of a fight there. Sorry, the McLaren has just made contact with Ryan B at the hairpin. They're going side by side. They're bumping cars. This could be dangerous.
Oh, that's tight.
They just about managed to hold on, but Ryan B has got the position on the McLaren driver, Aguopo. I think I pronounced that right. And he's up into P4 now, but that has cost him time to the front 3, and now he has to try to claw his way back, get past MCR, maybe Cam K, but it's going to be an interesting last 4 laps because those mediums won't be feeling as good as he did earlier on.
Saronte's in the pit, so I wonder if he's had an issue or he's maybe going for fastest lap. So he comes in for set. I do see a red set of soft. Oh, nope, he's not. He's retired. We're already down to 13 runners then, as J-Luke having a nice battle with Harry then for P10 of this race, trying to recover from what he lost after that freeway battle. Ooh, he almost got past into turn 6 there. He was almost very brave, but I think he learned from his lesson from earlier on. As the yellow flag is still from Saronte's retired car, unfortunately. So, Ryan B is now on the back of MCR. He's going to get the DRS, but let's watch MCR on Cam now. As Cam is saying, no, I do not want you to have that slipstream. I do not want to have that toe. You to have that toe. MCR's going to get it anyway, taking a long way round. Cam covers him off on the right-hand side then. Ooh, that was tight, very tight from both of them.
Ryan B.
They got
Ryan
away
B's going to have the run coming out this corner.
MCR, Ryan B, sorry, could have took advantage of that, but he decided to not to because he learned. He probably didn't see the freeway situation from earlier.
I think he's going to get him here. You're going to have a lot. This corner, you have so much more grip on the mediums, which he is. He's going to go the inside.
Oh, that's brave.
He's going to get squeezed out here, though. Yeah, rightfully so. And he's going to have to back out of that. And he went for that move before, and the same thing happened. I'm surprised he tried it again, to be honest. But
yeah, to be honest, I'm quite surprised myself that he's tried it as well. But
13 runners.
13 runners, yeah. I think apart from Melty, everyone has retired in the pit lane.
Yeah, and Ryan B, who has just got the fastest lap, that ain't going to mean anything at the moment because he isn't in the point. So all he's doing is stopping someone else getting the point at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening at the moment. I think that's stopping quite a lot of drivers getting points. But yeah, let us know who your driver of the day, by the way, is in chat. We will be picking our driver of the day very, very soon as well. I believe. Do we still have to pick 3? Do we still have to pick 3? I don't know. But yeah, we probably have to pick 3. MCR now has lost DRS on Cam. Oh no, he's just gained it. Okay, he's gained it. That was lucky from him. As Ryan B closing up again. Oh, this is allowing YHYY to just pull away massively. J-Luke's getting past Harry in the hairpin, potentially. Oh no! Letty and J-Luke made contact. Harry could take advantage of J-Luke's misdemeanors, heading towards the final corner, which he almost did. Harry's got the straight line speed. He's got less DRS though, so his straight line speed must be better. J-Luke's straight line speed must be compromised at the moment.
I mean, they both had 0 ERS. So.
They both. Aleddy's got 13, so Aleddy's got more than both of them. Wow, I was not expecting
this is
that.
A nice little fight here for the lower end of the points. Obviously, everyone here is in the points. All they need to do is not DNF.
Or else apart from Ryan Belshaw, he's not in the points yet. It's top 12.
Yeah, these guys need to just keep it calm, secure some points at least. But it is a little bit of a scrap for this P9 position at the moment.
I'm excited. I know it's not for the win of the race, but sometimes scraps for the midfield is probably better. George had a bit of a spin coming out of turn 10, so he's had a bit of trouble at the moment. So yeah, George is hasn't lost that much at the moment. So yeah, Ryan B, I think, is the only one that's made that medium strategy work so far. Matt Tibbles as well, technically, could try and get past the team. And by the way, Matt Tibbles had a very good race so far. How many positions has he gained? He's gained 10 places, the most out of anyone. So yeah, he's been in a lot. Oh my God! What has gone on here? That is a lot of things that went on in that hairpin there. MCR got past Cam.
And now D-Morch has been taken round by Ryan B.
Oh my God.
Me. And now it's happening at the back as well. There's crashes at the back. What has
George
happened?
Gamer as well. So we've had carnage on lap 1, and now we've got carnage on the final lap. This is insane. Guapo is trying to defend off his teammate Matt Tibos. This is just a disaster waiting to happen, not gonna lie. I must be loving this. If I was Cam, I would try and pull away massively because he almost lost quite a few positions there. He is doing a bit of damage limitation, to be fair, but he's doing a good job. But yeah, those memes are starting to die, I think, for Ryan B at the moment. He's being a bit too greedy, but if he gets P2 out of all of this, fair play.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if I was Ryan Belshaw, I'd be thinking, hey, there's a small chance at points at the moment because everyone seems to be trying to kill each other.
Yeah, I think it seems to be that midfield, pretty much that battle per second that just like wanted to take each other out as well. And Ryan Belshaw that was in that midfield train earlier, he's on his own. So yeah, all it takes is just one driver to retire. So I think we've got Ryan B on MCR and Ryan B. Oh, that's tight. That's tight as well. We've got the two McLarens fighting as well. Luckily, not that much carnage than the last lap.
Oh no! Oh no! No! No!
What?
Yeah, both McLarens a lot more respectful in their fight there. Obviously, trying to not take each other out. Bit less respect shown between MCR and Ryan B, but still hard but fair racing, I'd say. It's not quite as bad as things that we've seen earlier on in the race.
Yeah, lap 1 was kind of interesting. Not gonna lie, it's a cooler kicker. I think he benefited from the last few laps of batching because he's now up to 10th place and looking like he can get his first point of the season. YHYY has not got long to go before he takes his... Oh. My game has just crashed. Lovely.
What, can the stream still hear us?
Yeah, stream can still hear us because we've got OBS, so...
I'll have to give you that radio commentary.
Yeah, I think I should still have a spare invite anyway, so it's all good. But I'm not in the session.
Well, nothing has changed as of yet. YHYY. So naturally we've got yellow flags. J. Luke is round. J. Luke has dropped it. He's into 12th now. No threat from Ryan B behind still, so he's still going to gain a point. But J. Luke, I don't know whether he's taken out or he's just spammed, but he is down into P12. That puts Harry up into P10 and Aledi up into position 11. As YHYY will come on board with him. He's going to come around the last corner to win a very, very interesting Chinese Grand Prix. I believe that's his first win for quite a while, so congratulations for him. Cam K comes across in P2. Very good recovery as Ryan B comes across in P3. But I can tell you now, after the stewards report, we could see any variation of positions because I have no clue what's going to happen after the stewards.
I think the results can change quite massively, I think, at the moment. I think, luckily the game crashed on the final lap. Because the only thing that happened was J. Luke spinning. But, yeah. So, but I am luckily back in the session, luckily. So that's good news. So, yeah. YHYY did what he needed to do. Got some decent points in both the sprint and the feature. Where did he finish in the sprint? Was it 4th or 5th place?
Yeah, I think he came in the top 3, YHYY.
Yeah, I think he was third or fourth. Because Harry finished
something
second.
around that anyway.
Yeah, so he's got some good points. Cam's obviously got some good points for that recovery. I think that safety car, second safety car helped him. The first safety car did not. So, yeah, he did the right thing not going on those mediums, to be fair. So, let's go to the race results. There we go. Hopefully we'll go through all of them. So, White wins the race. Does not get fastest lap, though. It belongs to Ryan Belshaw. Cam in second. Ryan B in third. Good recovery drive from him. MCR 4th. Matt Tibbles from 17th to 5th. And Wapo from 14th to 6th. Good job for the McLaren team. George Gamer in 7th. D Mort and Corley Kicker in 8th and 9th. Harry in 10th. What a race it could have been for him. Aledi in 11th. And Jayla gets the final point. Ryan Belshaw's your final finisher. He gets a fast lap as well. Saronte, Connor, Turgat, Harry F, Melty, Damon and Chill. They're your retirements. No interviews because obviously we're on PSN party this week. So we got to get ready for our race. But we got to pick our drivers of the day. And since you're the guest, you can pick 2 and I'll pick 1.
Driver of the day for me. You know what? I'm actually going to pick Cam K still. I feel bad for that. I know YHYY is going to get one of the 2. But I'm going to pick Cam K as my overall driver of the day just because he dominated nearly every session, and still, when the odds was against him, he still got P2.
Yeah. So, that was who I was going to pick as well. So, he nicked my driver of the day. But, yeah. I'm obviously going to have to give 1 to YHYY because, obviously, he took advantage with his own hand, really, to be honest. And who would your final one go to?
Oh, dear. Everyone else killed each other. I think it'd have to be Ryan B 1994, wouldn't it? But that seems a bit boring. But it was. Everyone else seemed to murder each other. There was no more clean racing around. Probably MCR actually. MCR kept it quite clean and held on in there when he probably didn't have as much pace as everyone else.
Yeah. So those are our 3 drivers of the day. We got pretty much the top 3, pretty much on the podium. I know it seems boring, but pretty much they've had. Well, the top 2 had trouble-free races. And obviously Ryan B was the only one to make that meme strategy work. So yeah, we have to give it to those 3. And yeah, that is the end of Division 3 for tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like on this video. Hit subscribe, hit that notification bell if you are new. In just under 15 minutes time, we've got Division 2 and Division 4. So you can cheer Nolan in Division 2 and myself in Division 4 as well. You can have us both on side by side as well. How are you feeling about tonight?
I was feeling good, and now I'm worried after that I'm going to get killed because that was horrific.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried as well to see what happened in Division 3. But anyway, I've been Jeff Ball. We got Nolan that was filling in for Evil Dragon in the commentary box. Hopefully Evil Dragon will be back next week. We will see you next week, same time, for Japan. I had to look at the calendar there. Japanese Grand Prix is next week. That should be a fun race. Hopefully the guys won't take each other out, but it will be back to short qualifying. So have a good evening. See you in about 15 minutes for Division 2 and Division 4. Bye-bye.